This winter is shaping up to be tougher than expected. Supply chains are strained, prices are soaring, and shelves are emptying fast. Shortages aren't just possible, they're imminent. In this video, I'll reveal 12 essential items that are about to vanish and why you need to act now. Don't wait until it's too late. Prepare before the cold hits. Stay tuned because this info could be the key to a safe winter. If you find this helpful, hit that subscribe button for more updates. 1. Olive oil. Olive oil is quickly becoming one of the most elusive products on the market, and the situation is only expected to worsen this winter. A combination of severe droughts, poor harvests, and surging global demand has created a perfect storm, leaving shelves empty and prices soaring. This isn't just a minor inconvenience, it's a significant disruption to households that rely on olive oil as a daily essential. From cooking to salad dressings to preserving foods, olive oil is a cornerstone of many kitchens, especially for those who follow the Mediterranean diet. Its versatility and health benefits make it irreplaceable, and finding a suitable substitute is no easy task. The shortage is already being felt, with many families forced to either pay exorbitant prices or settle for lower quality alternatives. Unfortunately, the crisis has no quick solution. Experts warn that current reserves are depleting rapidly, and with no immediate relief in sight, the coming months could see olive oil becoming a rare luxury. This scarcity will hit hard, especially during the winter months, when people rely on pantry staples to get through the season. The ripple effects of this shortage extend beyond just higher prices. It's about losing access to a product that plays a vital role in daily life. If you haven't already stocked up on olive oil, now is the time to act. Waiting could mean facing empty shelves or paying a premium for what's left. The reality is clear. This winter, olive oil will be one of the most valuable items in your pantry, and those who don't prepare may find themselves without this essential resource when they need it most. 2. Chocolate. Chocolate, often seen as a simple indulgence, is on the verge of becoming a luxury item. Poor cocoa harvests in key producing regions, like Africa, combined with international conflicts and market speculation, have driven prices to unprecedented levels. This winter, the comforting treat that so many of us turn to during cold, dark days may be harder to come by than ever before. For millions, chocolate isn't just a snack, it's a source of comfort and joy, a small escape from the challenges of daily life. Its emotional value, especially during the winter months, cannot be overstated. The shortage of chocolate is already making waves, with some countries reporting dwindling supplies and skyrocketing prices. The problem lies in the delicate balance of supply and demand. Cocoa production has been hit hard by climate issues, and the global supply chain is struggling to keep up. As a result, even a simple bar of chocolate or a cup of hot cocoa could become a rare treat this winter. For those who rely on chocolate as a quick energy boost or a mood lifter, its absence will be deeply felt. If you think chocolate will always be available, think again. The market signals are clear, shortages are imminent, and prices are climbing week by week. To ensure you have your favorite treat on hand this winter, it's wise to stock up now. Otherwise, you may find yourself longing for a piece of chocolate while facing empty shelves and inflated prices. This winter, having chocolate at home will be a privilege, not a guarantee. 3. Instant coffee. Instant coffee, a staple for millions of people worldwide, is facing a severe supply crisis. Key coffee-producing countries like Brazil and Colombia are grappling with poor harvests, while international shipping delays are creating bottlenecks that threaten to empty store shelves. For many, coffee isn't just a beverage, it's a daily ritual, a source of energy, and a moment of comfort. This winter, however, that morning cup of coffee may not be as readily available as it once was. The appeal of instant coffee lies in its convenience and long shelf life, making it a go-to choice for households looking to stock up during uncertain times. But this very popularity is contributing to its scarcity. As more people begin to hoard coffee in anticipation of shortages, the supply chain struggles to keep pace with demand. The colder months typically see an increase in coffee consumption, further exacerbating the problem. With fewer imports and rising prices, the availability of instant coffee is expected to dwindle rapidly. If coffee is an essential part of your daily routine, the message is clear: act now. Stock up on your favorite instant coffee before the shortages intensify. Waiting could mean paying a premium or worse, going without. This winter, a simple cup of coffee could become a luxury reserved for those who planned ahead. Don't let the season catch you off guard. Secure your supply while you still can. 4. Canned beans have long been a reliable staple during times of crisis, and this winter, they are set to become one of the most sought-after items. Their affordability, long shelf life, and nutritional value make them a must-have for families looking to prepare for the colder months. Packed with protein and energy, canned beans are a versatile food that can be used in a variety of dishes, from soups to stews to simple side dishes. However, their very popularity is contributing to their rapid disappearance from store shelves. As more households begin to stockpile canned beans as a precautionary measure, the supply chain is struggling to keep up. Unlike fresh produce, canned goods can be stored for years without losing their nutritional value, making them an ideal choice for those looking to prepare for potential shortages. But this increased demand is putting immense pressure on production and distribution, leading to higher prices and dwindling availability. The situation is further complicated by supply chain disruptions and labor shortages, which are slowing down the manufacturing process. If you haven't already added canned beans to your pantry, now is the time to do so. Their versatility and long shelf life make them an invaluable resource during the winter months. Waiting too long could mean facing empty shelves and inflated prices. In times of crisis, having a stockpile of canned beans can make the difference between struggling to put food on the table and ensuring your family has access to nutritious meals. Don't underestimate the importance of this humble pantry staple. Prepare now to avoid the hardships of a winter shortage. 5. Oats. Oats, long celebrated as a cornerstone of a healthy and budget-friendly diet, are facing an impending shortage that could make them a scarce commodity this winter. This humble grain has seen a global surge in popularity, driven by its well-documented health benefits, including heart health support and sustained energy release. Its versatility is nearly unmatched. It serves as a hearty breakfast, a thickener for soups and stews, a core ingredient in baking, and even a base for plant-based milk alternatives. This very adaptability, however, is now contributing to a classic economic dilemma where soaring demand is beginning to overwhelm a strained supply chain. As more households integrate oats into their daily routines, the agricultural and logistical systems struggle to keep pace, creating a fragile balance that is on the verge of tipping. The production of this essential grain is increasingly vulnerable to the unpredictable and often severe effects of changing weather patterns. Key oat-growing regions across the globe have experienced everything from prolonged droughts that stunt crop growth to excessive rainfall during harvest seasons, which can ruin yields. These agricultural challenges are compounded by systemic issues within the global distribution network. Transportation costs are rising, shipping lanes are congested, and labor shortages at processing plants create significant bottlenecks. These factors combine to create a perfect storm, limiting the quantity of oats that can successfully make it from the farm to supermarket shelves. The consequence for consumers will be twofold: reduced availability and a sharp increase in price. What was once an affordable staple could soon become a much more expensive purchase. To ensure you have this incredibly versatile and nutritious food in your pantry for the colder months, securing a supply now is a strategic move before the anticipated shortages take full effect and prices climb. Acting proactively can safeguard your access to a food that is not just for breakfast, but a vital component for emergency preparedness and culinary creativity. 6. Peanut butter. Peanut butter is transitioning from a simple pantry staple to a critical survival food, but its very utility is what places it at high risk of disappearing from store shelves this winter. Prized for its long shelf life and the fact that it requires no refrigeration, it has become an invaluable asset for emergency preparedness. Its dense nutritional profile is its greatest strength. It is packed with calories, protein, and healthy fats, making it an efficient source of sustained energy. In any crisis scenario, foods that offer maximum caloric value in a compact, stable form are always the first to be depleted, and peanut butter is a prime example. A single tablespoon provides a significant energy boost, and an entire jar can offer enough sustenance to support a person for a full day in an emergency. This makes it an incredibly sought-after item for families looking to build a reliable food reserve, ensuring they have a dependable source of nutrition regardless of external circumstances. This increasing demand is putting immense pressure on a supply chain already facing significant hurdles. A large portion of peanuts and finished peanut butter is imported, and international shipping is becoming more complex and costly. Adverse weather conditions can delay shipments, and rising fuel prices directly impact transportation expenses, which are then passed on to the consumer. Furthermore, production costs at manufacturing facilities are escalating due to higher prices for raw materials, energy, and labor. As these pressures mount, the availability of peanut butter in local supermarkets is likely to diminish significantly. Consumers who wait until a crisis is announced will likely face empty shelves and intense competition for any remaining stock. Securing a supply of peanut butter now is not just about avoiding higher prices, it's about ensuring you have a nutritional lifeline. It is a compact, powerful, and stable food source that could prove indispensable when other options become unavailable, making it a critical component of any well-stocked winter pantry. 7. Bottled water. Bottled water is a fundamental resource that is frequently overlooked until a crisis hits, at which point it becomes one of the most critical and rapidly depleted items. This winter, the potential for disruptions to essential services, including municipal water supplies, makes relying solely on tap water a precarious decision. The risk extends beyond simple service outages. Severe weather can lead to power failures that disable local water treatment plants, or freezing temperatures could cause pipe bursts that contaminate the water supply. In these situations, what flows from the tap can become unsafe for consumption, and having a reserve of clean, potable water becomes a matter of health and safety. It is not merely about quenching thirst. Clean water is essential for cooking, personal hygiene, and first aid. Without it, a household's ability to function safely is severely compromised. The pattern of public response during emergencies is predictable and swift. The moment a threat to the water supply is announced, whether it's a boil water advisory or a forecast of a major storm, people flock to stores and the bottled water aisles are stripped bare within hours. This panic buying behavior leaves those who were unprepared in a vulnerable position, facing the daunting prospect of empty shelves and the challenge of finding a safe drinking source amidst widespread demand. Waiting until the last minute is a gamble with serious consequences. By contrast, taking action now to build a modest stockpile of bottled water provides a crucial buffer against the unexpected. Securing a supply for your household is a simple yet effective preparedness measure. It can mean the difference between navigating a winter emergency with peace of mind and facing a dangerous situation that could have been easily avoided. This winter, the stability of our infrastructure is not guaranteed, making a personal water reserve an essential component of responsible planning. 8. Fresh vegetables. Fresh vegetables are an irreplaceable part of a healthy diet, but their availability is projected to become increasingly scarce and unreliable this winter. A convergence of logistical, economic, and environmental factors is constricting the supply chain that brings produce from farms to market. Transportation networks are under strain due to rising fuel costs, which makes the long-haul distribution of fresh goods more expensive. This is compounded by labor shortages in the trucking industry and at distribution centers, creating delays that can spoil perishable items before they even reach the store. At the same time, agricultural output has been hit hard by extreme weather events. Unseasonable frosts, extended droughts, and destructive floods have damaged crops in key growing regions, leading to significantly lower yields for many staple vegetables. This tightening supply creates a dual crisis for consumers. Firstly, the reduced availability of fresh produce has direct health implications. Vegetables are a primary source of essential vitamins, minerals, and fiber, and a lack of access can lead to poorer nutrition and weakened immune systems, particularly during the winter months when a robust immune response is most needed. Secondly, the basic economic principle of supply and demand dictates that as availability dwindles, prices will inevitably rise. The limited quantity of vegetables that successfully makes it to market will carry a premium price tag, placing them out of reach for many households operating on a tight budget. What is now a common and affordable part of a weekly grocery shop could soon become a luxury item. Families who do not prepare for this scenario by exploring alternatives, such as stocking up on canned or frozen vegetables, will be most affected by this shortage. Planning ahead by preserving fresh produce or building a supply of long-lasting alternatives is no longer just a good idea. It is an urgent necessity to ensure nutritional security through the challenging months ahead. 9. Canned fish. Canned fish is set to become one of the most sought-after commodities this winter, and for good reason. It represents a near-perfect food for times of uncertainty. Products like canned tuna, salmon, and sardines are nutritional powerhouses delivering high-quality protein and essential omega-3 fatty acids in a shelf-stable format. Their long shelf life, often extending for several years, combined with the convenience of no refrigeration storage, makes them an indispensable resource when access to fresh food becomes unreliable. As awareness of potential supply chain disruptions grows, an increasing number of households are proactively stocking their pantries with these items. They recognize that in an emergency, canned fish provides a simple, ready-to-eat source of vital nutrients, offering security without any complex preparation. This foresight, however, is creating a surge in demand that the production infrastructure is struggling to meet. The global supply chain for canned fish is already showing signs of strain. Production facilities are reporting backlogs, and significant delays are occurring at export ports, which are critical hubs for bringing these products to international markets. Factors such as fluctuating fish catch quotas, rising fuel costs for fishing fleets, and labor shortages in processing plants are all contributing to a slowdown in output. As this preemptive buying continues to accelerate, the gap between supply and demand will widen dramatically. The clear outcome this winter will be a scarcity of canned fish on supermarket shelves. The limited stock that is available will almost certainly carry a much higher price tag, making it an expensive option for many. Those who anticipate this trend and secure their supply now will hold a significant advantage. When a crisis intensifies and fresh protein sources dwindle, canned fish will transform from a simple pantry item into a valuable and difficult-to-find nutritional asset. 10. Sugar and salt. Sugar and salt are two fundamental kitchen staples that are often taken for granted, yet their importance skyrockets in times of scarcity, making them strategic assets for any emergency stockpile. Both possess a nearly indefinite shelf life and require no special storage conditions, positioning them as essential resources for long-term preparedness. However, the demand for these basic commodities is increasing at a concerning rate. Sugar's role extends far beyond simply sweetening foods and beverages. It is a concentrated and rapid source of energy, which can be critical for maintaining stamina and morale in high-stress situations. Its use in preserving fruits, such as in jams and jellies, also makes it a valuable tool for extending the life of fresh produce. Salt is even more versatile. While it is a primary flavor enhancer, its most vital function in a crisis is as a preservative. For centuries, salt has been used to cure meats and fish, a technique that becomes indispensable when refrigeration fails or fresh food is unavailable. This winter, the escalating demand for sugar and salt will collide with a contracting supply. Global distribution networks are being hampered by rising transportation costs, which directly impact the final price of these heavy bulk commodities. Furthermore, some producing nations are facing their own economic and logistical challenges, leading to potential restrictions on exports that could further tighten the global supply. For the average household, a lack of these two basic items can severely limit dietary options and compromise food preservation efforts. A pantry without salt and sugar is a pantry with fewer options for survival and sustainability during difficult times. Therefore, the decision to secure an adequate supply of both items right now is not about hoarding or indulging in a luxury. It is one of the most practical and intelligent preparatory steps you can take. Acting now, before shortages become acute and prices escalate, ensures you have these foundational ingredients on hand when they matter most. 11th, canned food. Canned food is arguably the definitive star product in any shortage scenario, and its value will be on full display this winter. The combination of an extensive shelf life, effortless storage, and immense variety makes canned goods an absolute cornerstone of any well-prepared pantry. Whether it's hearty canned soups, ready-to-eat stews, preserved vegetables, fruits, or meats, these items become a lifeline when the availability of fresh products diminishes. They provide complete, nutritious meals that can be prepared in minutes, requiring little more than a can opener and perhaps a heat source. This inherent convenience and reliability make them an obvious choice for anyone looking to build a food reserve that can withstand unexpected disruptions, from power outages to severe weather events that keep you at home. The primary issue with canned goods is that their value is no secret. The general population is well aware of their importance in a crisis. Consequently, as soon as a sense of urgency or fear begins to spread, the first instinct for many is to head to the supermarket and clear the shelves of canned products. This predictable pattern of panic buying causes inventories to evaporate in a matter of hours, leaving latecomers to face empty aisles and a frustrating search for essential supplies. This sudden spike in demand also triggers a rapid and often uncontrollable rise in prices, as retailers and suppliers react to the scarcity. Those who fail to prepare in advance will find themselves in a difficult position, potentially forced to pay exorbitant amounts for what was once a basic, affordable product. This winter, The shortage of canned goods will not be a mere possibility. It is a near certainty, a pattern confirmed by consumer behavior in every previous crisis. Having a robust stock of assorted canned foods is not an optional measure. It is the fundamental key to ensuring your household can navigate the market volatility and food instability that lie ahead. 12. Potatoes. The humble potato, a food so common it often seems perpetually available, is poised to become a surprisingly scarce commodity this winter. This versatile tuber is a dietary staple across the globe, but a series of poor harvests in major producing regions, including parts of Europe and North America, has sounded an alarm throughout the agricultural industry. Experts are now warning that global supplies will be significantly more limited than in typical years. Unfavorable weather conditions, such as drought and unseasonable heat, have stunted crop development and reduced yields, creating a shortfall that will inevitably be felt by consumers. This means that one of the world's most widely consumed and depended upon foods could soon be much harder to find and afford, impacting the food security of countless families. The potato's essential role in our diet cannot be overstated. Its adaptability is unparalleled. It can be fried, boiled, baked, mashed, or used as a hearty base for countless soups and stews. Beyond its culinary flexibility, it provides a crucial energy contribution, rich in carbohydrates that are especially important in colder climates, where the body requires more calories to maintain its temperature. A scarcity of potatoes would represent a direct blow to the daily nutrition of millions, removing a reliable and affordable source of calories and nutrients from the family table. This winter, the impending shortage is expected to manifest as sky-high prices and noticeably emptier produce sections in supermarkets. What seems so easy to acquire today could quickly transform into a food item reserved for those who plan ahead. If you don't take action now to secure a supply, or at least plan for alternatives, you risk facing a winter without one of the most fundamental, comforting, and traditional foods that has sustained populations for generations. As we've detailed, the coming winter presents a clear and pressing challenge to the stability of our food supply. From essential grains like oats to foundational items like salt, sugar, and potatoes, the products we rely on every day are facing a convergence of pressures. A combination of unpredictable weather, strained supply chains, and rising costs is creating the perfect storm for significant shortages and price hikes. The items we've discussed, oats, peanut butter, bottled water, fresh vegetables, canned fish, sugar, salt, various canned goods, and potatoes, are not luxury goods. They are the bedrock of household nutrition and emergency readiness. The key takeaway from all this is the critical importance of proactive planning. The time for assuming that store shelves will always be full is over. Waiting until a crisis is officially announced is a strategy that guarantees you will face empty aisles, inflated prices, and intense competition for dwindling resources. The difference between navigating the months ahead with security and facing them with uncertainty comes down to the actions you take right now. Building a well-stocked pantry is not about panic. It is a rational and responsible step to ensure your household's resilience. Therefore, we urge you to take this information seriously. Review your current supplies, make a list of these 12 vital items, and begin gradually stocking up on your next grocery run. Securing these products now while they are still available and relatively affordable is the single most effective step you can take to prepare for the instabilities of the coming winter. Don't wait for the shortages to become front-page news. Act now to safeguard your family's well-being and peace of mind before it's too late.